Oh, I forgot my clicker. I'm gonna have to be right back. 1 second. Situated, I can't do anything without that thing. Okay. Okay, sorry about that. Get my bearings straight again. We've got a big change of pace in the weather world here in South Texas. Winter, by our standards, certainly about to reemerge here for the rest of the week and into the first half of the weekend. Very strong cold front's going to be coming through here. This is not abnormal for the time of year, this part of the world. We get them. You think back to 2021. Mid-February is when we had the historic cold snap that was exacerbated by the power outages that year. That's really what made that scenario a whole lot worse. We're not going to be anywhere close to that. I don't even think we're not going to be as cold as we were earlier this year during the week of MLK Day about a month ago. We will not be as cold as that time. And I don't think we're going to have any wintry modes of precipitation. So as I always do at the beginning of these things, I try to let people gather on to get the live audience. It's about to be 8:20. It is Tuesday night, February the 18th. And again, we're a few hours away from this big cold front sweeping through the area. So if you're not watching at that time, 8:20 on February the 18th, this is not live for you. This is a recording. I will go through everything. It's going to take 15 to 20 minutes. I milk the time on this because it's nice. On the news, I get about 3 minutes to pack everything in. And on this longer format, we'll be able to get through a lot more graphics, give you more insight, and try to hopefully answer questions if there are any. Like Glenn, Mr. Glenn already asking, what time are you thinking on the frontal pass here in Corpus, Mr. Holtzy? He's saying, I think around 11 in Flower Bluff. Yeah, I have it between 10 and midnight through Corpus Christi. We will get there. I love it, Holtzy. Never been I've been called Holty, but never Holtzy. So I love it. I love the interaction. There's the front. It's south of San Antonio. 47 there. Look at Amarillo. 5 degrees in the panhandle of Texas. We're in the low 70s in town. Corpus Christi, Brownsville. You look at Laredo at 77. And again, I know that there are going to be questions. I'll answer this one real quick. Do you think there will be school closures? I don't think so. It's just going to be cold. I don't think so. No road issues, no precip on top of the freezing temperatures. So just hang out with me for 20 minutes. I promise there will be a lot of insight. All of the questions, I hope, are answered. And if not, you can rewatch it if you're joining on a little bit later. But how would you know I said that if you're joining on a little bit later? Anyway, the front, again, is south of San Antonio now. And its next stop will be right into the coastal bend tonight. I've got it into B and Live Oak counties, 8 to 10 p.m. through Corpus Christi before midnight, 10 p.m. to midnight. And it should be south of the area, KIII country, which does include parts of Jim Hogg, Brooks, and Kennedy counties. That it should be through there by 1 or 2 a.m., if not earlier than that. So this cold front is going to bring. Ooh, Alicia Holt, thank you for watching on the YouTube channel. I wouldn't be able to see the comments there either. But we might have to try and fix that on future live streams. I try to answer all the questions, the relevant and serious ones. So we will do that. Another one from Melissa Salinas, freezing rain or sleet. We're not expecting wintry precipitation with this cold snap, although we are expecting a cold rain Friday and Saturday. We will get there. There are going to be a lot of questions, I get it, but we're going to try to answer all of them. As this front comes through, some patchy fog before it, a thin line of showers possible with it, and the winds behind it gusting up to 40 miles per hour. It's going to be a blustery, howling wind type of overnight behind this front. We hit 81 today. Tomorrow may stay in the middle to upper 40s, and there's that freeze potential into Thursday morning. It's Thursday morning that we're focused on for a lot of the area getting involved with freezing temperatures. When we say freezing temperatures, it just means 32 degrees or lower. It has nothing to do with, ice forming on the roads. For that to happen, you need rain or some type of tangible moisture on the road for the roads to become problematic, and I don't see that happening at the time of the freezing temperatures. So cold front strength, I'm going to just pull this up full screen while I'm talking here in the background. These numbers that you see here, 81 Tuesday, 47 Wednesday, that represents the afternoon temperature for both days. It will be colder Wednesday morning. It will be in the mid-30s Wednesday morning tomorrow. But I like to compare apples to apples when you're talking about days. So it would be unfair to go, we had a high of 81 Tuesday and a low of 36 Wednesday morning. You're not comparing the same time frame. And the numbers that you see there where they're weak, moderate, strong, very strong, that degree of difference, for example, a weak cold front, 1 to 9 degree difference or drop in temperature. When I say that, those numbers came from here. That's experience forecasting in the coastal bend and understanding, the different levels of strength with respect to cold fronts. So those may not apply in other areas. Those came straight from the old noggin here. And that's how I think of cold front strength as it pertains to the coastal bend. So the one we've got coming in tonight will be very strong. It'll be over 30 degrees different tomorrow afternoon as compared to today. And that ranks very strong. They're not that common. We get a handful of them or less each year, and this will be one of them. So it's going to be quite the change of pace. I made an article on this. If you look at our website, you'll see it. But it's a weather impact alert. Originally, we had it only for Thursday morning. We were trying to highlight the freeze possibility. But, I think that each of the next 4 days are going to satisfy some of the requirement that we have laid out to call for a weather impact alert day. Hey, Anna, question. I'm live on the Facebook right now. I'm talking to our digital content lead. It's our digital guru. And I'm going to see if she can post in the comments the weather impact alert article. I just updated it. So I'm referencing that. Remember we talked about how we're expanding the weather impact alert to 4 days instead of the morning? So I'm trying to walk through that. In the comments, if you would, please. Thank you. So Anna's amazing. She handles a lot of our digital responsibility. And we had a discussion earlier. I was asking her, hey, should we expand this weather impact alert to include the 4 days, Wednesday through Saturday, rather than just keep it focus Thursday morning because we were really trying to call attention to that freeze potential. And, you know, tomorrow, for example, we're going to be satisfied a bunch of different ways with our weather impact alert criteria. The wind chill will be in the low 20s. We are going to have wind gusts of 40 miles an hour or more. The change in temperature is drastic enough to where we're going to be needing to talk about this more so than we typically would. That's just for Wednesday. Then you got the freeze possibility Thursday morning, and then we introduce rain on top of all of that Friday, Saturday, in addition to the cold temperatures. So, you know, Wednesday through Saturday, we're just going full on weather impact alert. We will be talking about the need to protect people, pets, plants, and pipes. We're going to get there, but I'm going to talk about all of the things that are going to be happening as we progress on through this evening. And it looks like this cold front, I'm going to see if I can pull my own personal radar up and be checking it out. It looks like it might be working through B and Live Oak counties as we speak here on this live Facebook, YouTube, 3 News Plus. I'm just trying to see okay, Beeville, still showing 70. So that may be a prefrontal wind shift. I'll point out where I'm looking. Well, you can't see because I don't have that function right now. But as you look at this map, I'm going to pull it up in the full screen. As you look at the radar, you'll see up between George West and Beeville, there's a little shower right over under the LLE in Beeville. And you'll see a little line that's moving to the southeast, just south of George West, south of the Highway 59 corridor. I was thinking just by glancing at the radar imagery here that could have been the front, but as of 15 minutes ago, Beeville's temperature is still 70 degrees, which means that is likely not the cold front. That's a prefrontal wind shift out ahead of the cold front, which is already south of San Antonio. We're also seeing sea fog, SEA fog, develop in coastal locations. You see the reduction in visibility around Port Aransas, Ingleside, and the Rockport, Fulton area. That's only going to be around for another 1 or 2 hours until the cold front moves through. Once that front is through, we're not going to have that sea fog the way we've got it right now. There will, though, maybe be some steam fog, different type of fog, where the temperatures are so cold coming in over the 60-degree water temperatures right now. So there may be some steam that develops as moisture literally evaporates, off the warm water into the colder air. So we'll see if that does happen. Sometimes we can see it on the Lex Cam. If it is happening just like this, but this is the sea fog. It's pretty thick downtown we usually can see the Texas State Aquarium, but not right now. We can see the lights from it, but that's about it. I'm gonna take a sip of coffee here. And yes, I drink the coffee out of some straws. I try to protect the teeth from getting stained with coffee. It's a coffee night, though, for sure. I wish I could drink coffee like that on the air, on the news, but this is nice. So 72 right now. We do have the sea fog. And, this cold front will be moving into the region between now and, 9, 10, 11, midnight. This is our in-house modeling at 10 o'clock tonight. And you'll see how the front moves south between 10 and really midnight, and it's a relatively quiet passage. A few brief showers possible along the leading edge. Rain at this point, not the story. The story overnight is going to be the strong wind, gusting 40 miles an hour. There may be some isolated gusts higher than that, and the temperature drop. It's possible that up in B or Live Oak counties, a brief freeze happens around the sunrise hours, 6, 7, 8 o'clock. A brief touching of 32 degrees is possible tonight in places like Three Rivers, George West, Beeville, Pawnee. those locations are, that's where a brief and light freeze will be possible tomorrow morning, Wednesday morning. Everyone else in the middle to upper 30s / low 40s. And look at the wind chill. It's going to be cold tomorrow. You will want to throw layers on. You will want to throw your winter gear on and give it a run at Wednesday, because it's going to be cold tomorrow. Once I started, I can't stop it on the coffee sipping. And this is area wide, so it's expect the cold. It should not come as a surprise tomorrow morning that the winds are strong and temperatures are in the 30s with wind chill values in the 20s. May have an isolated power outage. It's one of these scenarios where you've got the wind blowing, and if a weak tree has a limb that snaps and it snaps onto a power line, that's enough. So, there could be some isolated power outages tomorrow morning. I do think we get a partial clearing of the clouds. So maybe a few pops of sunshine here and there. I don't think it gets completely sunny. It does north of here. It completely clears up. But in the coastal bend, we're going to be under some clouds tomorrow. Middle to upper 40s on the highs. A few spots, maybe with a few extra pops of sun, may make a run at 50. But it's cold all day, breezy all day. Winds won't be as strong tomorrow in the afternoon as they are in the morning, but it'll be breezy throughout the day. And the interesting part of the forecast tomorrow is that, see how the clouds try and get out of here into Wednesday night? So the places where the skies do clear into tomorrow night will likely get down to close to freezing, could be as early as 10 o'clock tomorrow night. You see Beeville 32 there at 10 p.m. Wednesday night. Wind chill values in the 20s at this point throughout. And we're going to be cold tomorrow, so in the nighttime. I don't think we clear completely, but it is looking like the clouds, it's not going to matter. I think a lot of places, I was worried about if the clouds really stay thick, maybe it spares some locations. If they clear, then we all see freezing temperatures. But this is how I see it heading into Thursday morning. There will be clouds and there will be a widespread freeze. I do think that locations really along a line between, if you're looking at the map here with me, if you were to draw an imaginary line between Hebronville and Refugio and catch places like Alice, Robstown, Sinton, and Refugio, points north of that line, that's where I think a hard freeze is possible heading into Thursday morning. And a hard freeze meaning 28 degrees or lower for several hours. Away and south of that line, so Kingsville, Falfurrias, Corpus Christi, Ingleside, Aransas Pass, Rockport, Fulton, places like that, those locations I think are going to see a light freeze, and it could last for 6 hours plus, so it's not just going to be a brief freeze, I don't think at this point. This is again into Thursday morning. We're not talking about Wednesday morning. This is Thursday morning. The Weather Service already has a freeze watch up and posted for this time. And with respect to the islands, and I even put Flower Bluff in this category, I think the islands stay a degree or two above freezing. Flower Bluff, it's going to be close. I've got you at 33 Thursday morning. It'll be close, so I would just assume freeze. You're talking 1 degree, right? 1 degree. But it's less likely on area islands. So Port Aransas, the island, mid 30s there. And note on the radar, simulated radar, no precip. So at the time of freezing temperatures, we're not expecting any precipitation, meaning that the roads are going to be fine here if you have to travel around the coastal bend. The freezing temperatures, they could last as late as 10 or 11 o'clock Thursday morning, meaning some locations may have a 12-hour window for freezing temperatures. It stays cloudy Thursday afternoon. I think we're in the mid 40s with wind chill values in the 30s. So it's looking cold, and it doesn't stop there. It's going to stay cold Friday and Saturday. I do want to focus, though, right now on the freeze potential, because this question is asked time and time and time again. How many hours is X location going to be at or below freezing? And I think this is the best way of showing it. That line I was talking about, roughly from Hebronville through Alice, through Sinton, through Refugio, north of that, that's where I think 9 to 12 hours plus of freezing or below is going to be. So that's where the most precaution and the most preps need to be happening. As you get closer to the coast, you look at places like Corpus Christi. I think it's a 3 to 6 hour window in Corpus Christi. With the island, I didn't put any coloring there because I think the island is, if it does, it'll be very brief, an hour, maybe less. Very brief on the island as of tonight. We still have another night to get through before we put our final numbers out there. And I'll do that tomorrow. I'll do the hyper local look around the bay and put, all of the numbers out there. But that's how the time of the freeze looks heading into tomorrow night / Thursday morning. I reference light freeze versus hard freeze, and the difference is there. The light freeze is more of an issue for the tender vegetation. I don't think that for the most part on the light freeze that pipe dripping is a concern, or really pipe bursting. I don't think that's a concern with the light freeze. But you get into the hard freezing areas, the line north of Hebronville to Refugio, north of that's where I do think that there's a more significant risk of losing crops. Sensitive vegetation for sure, going to have a problem if it's not protected. And if, the pipes are not protected, there could be some freezing up issues there. If they're protected, I don't think this is that type of cold where even when they're protected, there's a problem. So the pipe dripping, everybody's home is different. I can't speak for a town, Alice, do this, Kingsville, do that. It's the way your house is prepped, and I just don't know all of those answers. I can speak for how I do it, and I will get there when we talk about all the P's. What do you know? I was thinking when I put this thing together. So people and pets need to have some form of shelter Wednesday through Saturday. The temperatures may not get above 50 until Saturday afternoon. And if they don't, then they will Sunday. It'll still be close on Saturday. It's mandatory to do the after a nice coffee. Yeah. People, pets, protected inside, access to warmth. The dogs, they don't have to be in your bed inside. If you don't want them in, just make sure they've got access to warmth. That's what the goal is with the outdoor pets. Mine are inside. My dogs, I've got 2 of them. They're big, they shed, they smell. They're inside. So people, need access to warmth over the next 4 days. The plants, I would say area wide, cover or protect them, even on the island. The wind chill does not affect freezing with respect to plants, right? So if your air temperature is 35 and your wind chill is 25, that plant will not freeze. I posted this to my Facebook earlier, and a lot of the gardeners said that's true, but the plants still have issue when you've got close to freezing with wind. So just protect them. If you're worried, if you're a gardener, protect them. Protect the plants. Have them protected, especially into Wednesday night, Thursday in the morning. The pipes now. The spigots outside, detach your hose, cover that up. Wednesday night, Thursday morning, try to wrap or cover exterior piping. Don't run your irrigation system. You shouldn't be anyway. That should be drained at this point, given the water restrictions that we're in. Have your pool, check what you need to have covered up with any pool things. This is not going to be to the level as we were in January. So do whatever you did in January. If you're fine there, you'll be more than fine this time around. For me, on the dripping, I've got a place, it's, call it Bay Area, Corpus Christi. No, it's not Ocean Drive, I wish. But Bay Area, it's a pier and beam. It's an older home, 1940s build. And, there are pipes under the house that are exposed, but the heat that we've got in the house keeps that, buffered. If we were to lose power, okay, we've got a different scenario. But I probably will not, given the forecast tonight, do any dripping. If we start sliding into that hard freeze range and the data coming in tomorrow is a lot more aggressive, then maybe. And if I do drip, right, it's a popcorn bowl, a very slow drip, like that. I can't do it every time on command, but slow drip is what I'm trying to say. And that popcorn bowl, wasn't even full the following morning. So I just took that water, wasn't wasted, gave it to the dogs. Boom. No waste of water. So it's not a big steady flow of water that you're dripping. It can be just the cold side of the faucet. If you're worried, you can turn the warm one on, but you're going to cost yourself a lot of heating on the water. I don't think it's necessary to have the warm faucet on. You can just cold water on. It's the movement of water that is mitigating the pipe freezing. So that's where I'm at. I probably won't drip. I will definitely cover, though, the exterior spigots of my house. Hard freeze locations may want to think about it. Again, it's home dependent. I don't know how every single home is set up. So you got to have some homeowner responsibility there and do what you got to do. We'll pick this up now, regional view Thursday, because yes, cloudy, but no rain yet. The rain does start to work in, I think into Friday afternoon, another coastal low. This has been the winter of coastal lows. A front comes through, it retreats north, a coastal low develops, and we get a little rain out of it. Same type of deal. Friday afternoon it starts. At this point, temperatures will be in the middle 40s. It's going to be a cold, light rain, and that coastal low hangs out into Saturday morning. So Friday afternoon through Saturday morning, I think we've got some light rain falling in the area. It'll be enough to dampen things at times. It might stay damp the whole way through, Friday afternoon through Saturday morning. And I don't see, freezing temperatures with this. I see upper 30s Saturday morning. We'll go to the temperature forecast. I don't see this as being problematic with respect to wintry modes of precipitation or ice on roads. That coastal low then scoots out of here, back out into the Gulf, heading into Sunday. That movement pulls the moisture away. We get more sunshine, and it gets milder here with temperatures rebounding into the 60s on Sunday. There's the rain chance. That's funny. Elvia Flores said, when I made that drippy sound, the dogs got excited, though. I can't do it every time. I used to be able to. there it goes. Anyway, pipe dripping, tangent, digression. The scattered rain starts to move in Friday, Saturday. I did put that isolated chance Wednesday. That is primarily for pre-dawn Wednesday. I think there's a chance for some really sparse, mist or drizzle. But the better rain chances look like Friday and Saturday. Here are the temperatures. The freeze Thursday morning, I've got a 30 in Corpus Christi. That still has some wiggle room as tomorrow's data comes in. But you see the temperatures, mid 40s each afternoon through Friday. The wind chill may not get above 40 until Saturday afternoon. The wind chill may not get above 40 until Saturday afternoon. It's going to be cold for 4 days. Saturday, as the rain exits, depends on how quick the clouds can get out, but low 50s maybe Saturday afternoon. If the clouds hang tough, we might not get there. But Sunday, everything does start to move out. We get sunnier and we get a significant warm up into early next week. It'll be nice. There may be some sunny delights in there next week. This chart is great. It shows the forecast low temperatures with the corresponding wind chill at that time. So, for example, Wednesday, tomorrow morning, the air temperatures in the middle 30s may feel more like the middle 20s in Corpus Christi Wednesday morning. It's possible that we see teens here on wind chill values in the coastal bend Thursday morning. We're in for some very chilly mornings through Saturday. The wind chill Saturday, those are those darker bars. That's the wind chill, the air temps on the light blue bars. Wind chill Saturday, it might stay sub-freezing. So the wind chill, it's going to be cold. Then the 7 days, as we're wrapping it up here, the weather impacts alerts through Saturday morning that focus on the freeze heading into Thursday in the morning. That's where I think the freeze potential will be. Then the attention shifts to that coastal low and rain chance. I don't see freezing temperatures lining up with the precip. I just don't see that happening at this point. But I think a decent chance for some light rain. I don't think I talked about the totals Friday afternoon through Saturday morning. I think 1/10 to 1/4 of an inch is reasonable at that point. So that's it. That's all I've got. I will try to answer questions. Another one about school. I personally don't see why there would be school closures. The closing of schools, the way I understand it, is more to do with, is it safe to get to school? And I don't see, a temperature of 30 degrees as being a reason to cancel school. I don't make those decisions, but the way I understand it is that if it's a danger to go to school with respect to road conditions, that's where I think that the decisions on canceling school would start to come. I don't think cold alone, at least not this cold, is enough to warrant anything like that. But for sure, dressing in layers on that front. Okay, it was a good question, Angie. Okay, it's a little after 8:50. It's 8:51 on my watch here, about to be 8:52. So we've been at this for about 30 minutes. If I don't see any, I will log it off. I've got to do some work with our parent company, Tegna. I'm one of a few meteorologists. I do a national forecast on the national programming that we've got. You can see it too. It's called In the News. It's on our 3 News Plus app. It's free. And if you watch it tomorrow in the news, it's on, again, 3 News Plus. It'll be me on the national Tegna feed. So go figure, right? Corpus Christi guy doing the national feed for a national company. Let me see if I can find any more questions. Again, if you're just logging on and you have the questions, rewatch this. There's a lot of info. This is also on the link that we posted with respect to the timing and everything, the weather impact alert link. It's in the comments. I'm watching it right here live with everybody. It's in the comments. Read that article. You will have all of the information, all of the graphics that we just showed and more. Okay, yeah, the pipe dripping, rewatch this, go to the link in the article. That's going to help. I'm going to just log off. Thank you for the positive feedback. If you drop some in this, I see it and I appreciate it. So thank you for that. Thank you for all of the interaction. With that, I'm going to log off of this. I'm going to go get ready for our 10 o'clock broadcast and the arrival of this front. It's less than 2 hours out at this point, I think, in Corpus Christi. So get ready for the cold, because 4-day cold snap coming up Wednesday through Saturday. We'll see you soon.